And we are live. Live, damn it. Thanks for watching Numbskull News, the live edition. Well, as you could probably tell by the title of this live stream, I have a bit of a problem with some of the crap at Big 12 Media Days. Now, I'm glad for Big 12 Media Days. Everyone's talking Big 12, right? I got no issue with that. But I do have some issues. Starts with your mark and works its way down. We'll get to it. Before we get there, I'm going to go a little off topic, as I tend to do, as I wait for people to pile in here. All right. Let's talk Scarlett Johansson. What? Scarlett Johansson? Yeah. Formerly the most beautiful woman in the world. Now in her 40s. Still looks good. No problem there. She has a bit of a problem with the male gaze, though. The male gaze. How did you get your career, woman? The male gaze. She's talented. She can act. She's good. Is she the best I've ever seen? No. Is she good? Yes. The best? No. To be paid what she gets paid. She is a extraordinarily highly paid actress and has been for a long time. I got no issue with that. All right. I'm not player hating on her at all. Badass. Do your thing, lady. But be grateful for the male gaze because she does not have the talent, the requisite talent to overcompensate if she didn't have the looks. All right. Let's say she y'all remember the lady who played the wife in The Shining next to Jack Nicholson? You remember that lady? Now, in certain light, from a certain angle, she could be pretty. Scarlett Johansson, pretty? No, never, ever, never, ever, ever. And by the way, she also played she was in that Popeye movie. Can't remember the name of the stupid character that she played, the love interest of Popeye. Olive Oil, damn it. Stupid ass cartoon, stupid movie, stupid premise, stupid characters. But anyway, she was in another movie called Roxanne as like a side character. She had a career, but nothing like Scarlett Johansson's career. Now, why is that? Well, maybe because Scarlett Johansson, the male gaze found her appealing, and thus here we go, right? Great career. And go ahead and look at some red carpet pictures throughout Scarlo's career, or whatever the hell her nickname is. I think that's right. Anyway, yeah, go ahead and look at those red carpet. Give that a gander. Like she wasn't out there strutting for the male gaze. Are you kidding me? Like, do you have to show off that much breast? Probably not. Probably not. I don't remember Julia Roberts ever showing off that much. Julia Roberts had never, ever, ever been naked in a movie ever. There was like one little, if you blink, you can miss it kind of scene in Pretty Woman, but that wasn't even her. Even that little blink and miss it was a body double. Because she said, screw y'all, I ain't getting naked for this shit. And she was making over $20 million a movie back in the day, in the 90s, early 2000s. And she could do it all. Was she a better actress than Scarlett Johansson? Yeah. Yeah. Well, Scarlett Johansson's been naked in a movie? Yeah. She's been nearly naked in a lot of them, and Yeah, there's at least one that I know of. Yeah, full bore, fully nude. God no, if that's what you want to do, I ain't criticizing you. But don't do that and then talk about the male gaze. Oh, like that didn't help you looking the way you do. All right. And yeah, now guess what? You're not going to get the young, cute piece of ass type of roles anymore. Those are going to the younger, hotter girls now. You are not that. You look really good for a 40 something. No shame in that game, but guess what? Now you're going to be playing mamas. You're going to be you're going to be getting those roles. I understand you're in Jurassic Park and all that. All right, kind of like it doesn't really matter. They're throwing in a big name. Scarlett Johansson's a big name. She's going to be in the movie. Cool. But in most of the roles you get now, you ain't getting the hot 20 something or the hot 30 something. You're going to get a 40 something role. Now they may throw out like, you're a young mother, quote unquote. We've seen them do that kind of crap. I hate that crap. There was a movie a long while back called White Noise with what the hell, Michael something or other. He played Batman in 1989. Tim Burton's Batman, the original. Mr. Mom, all that kind of good stuff. And he was obviously way older. And he played a father of like a 8 and 10-year-old. And I'm like, come on, it's not even realistic. I can't stand that crap. I can't stand when they do it. They have some like mom of a 6, 7 or 5, 6, 7-year-old kid, and the mom. I mean, it's obvious she's in her 50s. What are we supposed to buy this? I mean, I hate that crap. But that's a side note. Anyway, everyone be grateful for the male gaze. Without it, you don't have a career. You don't have a career. And if you're that hot, guess what? Women hate you. That's the way. That's the way those women. That's the way they work. That's the way they work. We don't hate you. We're good with you. Just don't piss and moan about it. Good grief. Anyway, that's my starting rant. All right, get your ass out of there. Let's go over some of these comments here. Prayers for Central Texas. Absolutely right, guy. And here's something else to rant on. There are some worthless scumbags out there in internet land trying to post up, trying to dunk on Trump using dead kids. Wow. And this is what I hope for all of those sons of bitches. If you know who they are, I'm hoping anyone who subscribed or follows these morons stops. They don't deserve a career online if they even have that. They're all pieces of excrement. Crap. Just horrible. Just there's no excuse. There's none. There's none. Justin McGuffey, Hoover for president. Think we've been there. And you know what? If he had won re-election, probably wouldn't have had a Great Depression last as long. I'm just saying FDR kind of sucked. That's underreported, but true. Scarlett is like the Sydney Sweeney of your generation. Well, she ain't no more. Instead, she has got to yap and complain. Shut up. You're not important. Newsflash, you never were. So, the male gaze don't like hot women. You son of a bitch, Justin McGuffey. Gaze, sir. Almighty Finn. Didn't she play in a movie with Jack Nicholson? Huh. It wouldn't surprise me, but I can't think of one off the top of my head. As far as Scarlett. They're trying to politicize it, and luckily it never works in the great state of Texas. I'm just hoping everybody sees these morons, these pieces of absolute dog shit, for what they are and ignore them from now on. I'm not calling for bans. I am full on free speech all the time. If you want to say some dumb, repugnant shit, go ahead. That way we can all see what kind of piece of trash you absolutely are. Damn. John Dry, hey y'all, what's up, man? Appreciate you being here. Yes, sir. Thank you, Almighty Finn. All right. Future video announcements. Well, I got one I'm working on. I'm going deep into numbers, ratings, TV ratings of the ACC. And I'm going to show just how devastating it's going to be for that conference without Florida State, without Miami, without Clemson, possibly without Georgia Tech. And a little sneak peek on that. That is their 4 biggest ratings draws over the last 3 years. Yeah, I put in a little work on that one. So I'm working on it. I might even get 2 videos off of that hoe. We'll see how it plays out. Also, not a video, but a stream. I will be on the Big 12 Mafia show this Friday. We're all going to indulge a little bit, except for Bomber, except for old Bomber. He's not going to, but the rest of us, Mr. Gygax included, going to indulge some Romulan ale, otherwise known as Mad Dog 2020. Mad Dog 2020. Should be a fun time. It won't taste good, but it'll be fun. It'll be fun. Hopefully I could get there on time. I'm going to try my best. I am still a UPS driver. I don't make money, at least not much, off of YouTube. No. But, so I will effort greatly to be on time to that podcast. I may end up being like 30 minutes late. We'll find out. I don't know. They're starting it at 7 Central. A little early for me, but, you know, East Coast, we got to watch out for those people. So, all right. A few comments here. And then I'm going to get to the meat of this live rant I'm going to be doing. See, I'm already getting worked up. Scarlo already pissed me off. Assholes making light of the floods in Texas have pissed me off. That's a real serious one. The rest of the stuff isn't. But see where I'm going. Almighty Finn, the chick that played in Popeye, didn't she play opposite of Jack Nicholson? Yeah, The Shining. That's what I was talking about. Yeah, she did. I cannot think of her name to save my life. Also, like I said before, Roxanne, not as well known of a movie. That's where you have Steve Martin. He had that really big nose. Great freaking movie. If you don't know it, check it out. Right, guy. Not to get too political, but unfortunately I'm not surprised with these people making it political. That's it. Back to football. And they're pieces of crap. Every one of them that do it. Nothing they say should ever be listened to or taken legitimately seriously anymore. They're pieces of crap. You don't listen to pieces of crap. You should never. Unfortunately, it's mostly Democrats either politicize this and celebrating this. I don't care if they're Democrats, Republicans, Green Party, Pink Party, whatever the hell. They're the party of people that should burn in hell. Whatever that is. As far as I'm concerned. All right. Yes, Roxanne was in around 86. And Popeye was probably around 84, 82, somewhere in there. And I know The Shining was like 81. 80, 81, somewhere in there. All right, John Dry. Not exactly sure what you're referencing there. Oh, there we go. The Big 12 will definitely be part of the P3. Yeah. The future where there's no more P4, there's a P3. All right. All right. Something else. Let me take this crap off of here. Something else I wanted to address. Ross Dillinger, a little breaking news for you. Just came out with a whole guns a blazing bunch of crap. Unfortunately, I don't really know how to pull this up. Yeah, ain't gonna happen, unfortunately. I don't think so. No. Maybe? Nope. Nope. Well, shit. Ain't gonna happen. So I'm just gonna read you. This is all from like 43 minutes ago. That's what my X account says. Ross Dillinger is talking about a new bill. They obtained a copy of it, an amended version of the SCORE Act. The SCORE Act, the Student Compensation and Opportunity Through Rights and Endorsements Act. There's some things in here that are a little interesting that he's talking about. It has a chance to swiftly move through committee and onto the Republican-controlled House floor. That's not insignificant. Could have some hurdles in the Senate. That could be a problem. Ross Dillinger talked about. The bill prohibits athlete compensation that may put schools over the new rev share cap and requires all NIL deals hold a valid business purpose and align with NIL Go's fair market value compensation range and the College Sports Commission's anti-circumvention rules. Here's the thing. I don't trust NIL Go. I don't trust Deloitte. I don't trust any of this shit. Fair market value. What? Nobody knows what that is. I love that you put that in there. And it doesn't shock me. A bunch of damn politicians just, fair market value. Fair market value sounds great. Put it on a t-shirt, right? Put it in a little sign and put it in your yard. Fair market value. What the hell is a fair market value NIL contract? Somebody tell me. How about it doesn't exist? How about that? Because whatever somebody will pay you sets the freaking market. Sets the market. So that shit, I don't know. I don't like it. Let's see something else in here. The act authorizes an association such as the NCAA or CSC to require athletes to disclose deals and aggregate and share publicly anonymized data of those deals. Important. The bill allows establishment of a one-time transfer rule and eligibility standards, both under legal attack. Establishment of a one-time transfer rule. Oh, this is going to be a big piece of shit. I'm already pissed about that. How? Please, somebody tell me how. Because this was part of lawsuits before, right? How can you stop player movement? Because look, I did not read that before. That pisses me off yet again. And perhaps one of the more crucial concepts, the Act places parameters and requirements around agents, most notably limiting agent compensation to 5% of the total athlete deal. Coaches told Yahoo Sports this week from Big 12 Media Days that agents are often charging 10 to 20%. All right, I don't have a problem with that. However, let me just say this. These are not huge NIL deals. No one's getting a gigantic package. 10% is pretty damn fair if you ask me. The Act requires schools to provide athletes with certain levels of academic support and out-of-pocket health care for yeah, we're good with that. In one of the more interesting concepts, the Act requires schools to maintain 16 varsity sports teams, which so happens to be the FBS minimum of sports, likely a way to protect various Olympic programs under threat of elimination in the new rev share era. Okay. Another interesting one here, schools that earn at least $50 million annually in media rights revenue, that is only the Big Ten and the SEC, are not permitted to use student fees to support their athletic programs, a concept that would chiefly impact Big Ten and SEC. Good. The Act permits schools to restrict athlete NIL deals if they violate the university's code of conduct. All right, yeah, that kind of shit. That's cool. And I hope this bill fails. You heard it right. I hope the SCORE Act is defeated. Why? You're going to limit players. They can only do one transfer. One. Folks, why were these lawsuits done in the first place? Oh, it's just NIL. It wasn't just about NIL. I am big on player movement. Now, I am fine with limiting player movement to one transfer a year. But I have an idea. Hey, just have one portal a year. And make it to the best opportune time for each sport. Tailor it to each sport. I don't know. This whole damn thing seems dubious to me. It just does. It just does. You're not going to make the players employees. I'm good with that. Then why are we jumping all over them for all this shit? If they need to leave a school, leave. I'm sorry, but that is nothing but SEC and Big Ten protectionism right there. That's what that is. That's what that shit is. Oh, it'll protect Big 12 too. Bullshit. 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 Because here's why. Right? Let's say player X leaves West Virginia and goes to Ohio State. Guess what? He can't transfer back if that sucks. Or he can't transfer from there. He's stuck at Ohio State for the rest of his career. That's why it sucks. Sucks. And not to mention with that, if you're at Alabama and you get in, one of the big dogs, right? And you're kind of buried. All right. You don't expect to play your redshirt year, fine. But sophomore, forget about it. You may not get a whole lot of playing time your junior year. You may have to wait till your senior year. Here's the problem. If you transfer to Texas Tech or you transfer to Arizona State or you transfer, I don't know, to Stanford or you transfer to Louisville. See what I'm saying? Now you're stuck there. So you're kind of screwed, right? So you might as well stay where you are. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. If you're a tier 2 program in a tier 2 conference, why are you trying to fucking help the Big Ten and the SEC ever? Ever. It does not compute with me. Watch out for your own stuff. It's not like it's easy to try to get a kid to transfer from a big time elite program, a blue blood, but they do, because they can go somewhere else, make a bigger name for themselves, and then maybe go for their senior year to another big program. Now, that doesn't always happen, but sometimes it does. It's called options. It's called options. The kids should have options. This bill is going to limit a lot of options, not just for player movement, but also player compensation. NIL, I'm sorry, it's none of Deloitte's effing business. It's none of college football's fucking business as far as I'm concerned. Kids should be able to go out there and get all the money they possibly freaking can, and everybody can kiss off. These kids have been getting screwed for decades upon decades. They finally get a system where NIL collectives form, funneling money to them. Come to our school, we'll give you $1 million, we'll give you 500,000, we'll give you 5 million, whatever it is. And they work with the coaching staff. They work with the recruiters, they work with all that to try to funnel money into the best possible players. It works great. It works great. Oh, it's the Wild Wild West. Yeah. And you know what? You got a lot of great movies about the Wild Wild West. Why? Because it was exciting. Folks, having it be the Wild Wild West, the Big 12, teams like Texas Tech and BYU could be giant thorns in the ass of the Big 10 and the SEC schools, a lot of these top brands, because they can outbid, they can outpay for players at times, and they can get and snatch 4 and 5 stars they may not normally get. We always talk about an even playing field, because guess what? There are billionaires in Big 12 country. They exist. So we're just going to scatter all that. Let's go back to blue blood dominance. I mean, you might as well watch the NFL. You might as well watch the NFL, because I'm sorry, the Cowboys are a hell of a lot more entertaining than any blue blood out there. So I might as well just watch the Cowboys all the time. Screw everybody else. It's just, that sucks. That sucks. That sucks. Okay. We'll go through a few more comments, and we're going to get to the big rant. I'm not even at the big rant yet, and my blood pressure's going up. You would think I'm taking pills for that, but I'm not. My blood pressure's fine. I'm just an asshole who doesn't like certain things, in case you haven't noticed yet. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to have had a lot of comments. I appreciate that, guys. Just trying to get to the beginning of this shit. Let's see. All right. Ben. Oh, never mind. I already got to you. Damn it. Rye Guy, not to get to. Oh, shit. Yeah, I already read those. Damn it. Rye Guy, I really don't count the ACC as a power conference. Well, for right now, Rye Guy, they are. They are. John Dry. All right. John Lovell. John Lovell. Kids are singing about sticking their foot up a person's butt on the 4th of July. America has some grown fascist pigs that sing. I mean, first of all, what is a fascist there, John? This word gets bandied about a hell of a lot, and most people have no effing clue what fascism really is. And I don't really understand what that's about. Kids are singing about sticking a foot up a person's butt on the 4th of July. I don't know. I haven't heard nothing about that. Clint Moses, preach. Yes, sir. Appreciate that. I guess an interesting realignment domino could be Pitt. Do they go to the Big 12 or push their luck trying to get into the Big 10? There's not going to be a Big 10 for Pitt. All right. Number one, the Big 10 aren't stupid. They don't need a double dip in that state. They got Penn State. That's the one that really matters. All apologies to Pitt. But next to Penn State, you're an afterthought. I mean, that's the freaking truth. Look at the ratings. They're not horrible, but they get dwarfed by Penn State every year. And it doesn't matter what the record is. It doesn't matter how good of a start, how good of an end to the season. None of that matters. Penn State is on the top of the mountain with that in that state. Big Ten isn't going to Pitt. I'm big on bowel movement. All right. Awesome. Vote yes on SCORE Act. Well, if I could vote for it, Mr. Mike Sharp. And by the way, Mike Sharp, let me give you a little bit of credit here. I got people that come at me in the comments of my videos. Mike Sharp's one. Although he's not a big arrogant a-hole like some, like Mr. Tar Heel or Mr. Mercer Hoops. Not ass wipes like that. They never come on to the live stream. Never come on to the live stream. Mike Sharp, come on to the live stream. I appreciate that. If you have a disagreement, let's go. Cool. I would welcome Tar Heel to come on in this bitch. Let me school you live in front of everybody, but you know they don't want to do that. Neither does Mr. Mercer Hoops with his dumb shit. Hey, Mercer, June came and went. Did it not? Didn't you tell me something big, some ginormous asteroid was going to come down on us in June? And guess what, whore? It is what, July 9th? You dumb scum bitch. Some bitch. Well, hopefully not, Mr. John. Contracts should limit player movement. You know what? I'm not big on the contracts either. Contracts? You don't want to give them employment status, but you want a contract. How about stuck on this contract? Right here. Right here. No. Here's what I will say. I'm fine with this. One move a year, but you can have one move a year if you only have one portal a year. Give them let's say 2 weeks in April, 2 weeks in March. March or April, pick one. 2 weeks, portal, football only. After that 2 weeks, you're screwed. When you sign your letter of intent, either that or, whatever little bullshit you're going to sign, that's it. All right. You can't jump in the portal in August. You can't jump in the portal in September. You can't jump in the portal in October. You can't jump in the portal in February. You can't jump in the freaking portal during the playoffs in December. No. You get 2 weeks to jump in that portal, make something happen. After that, if you do not get taken in the portal, you can have the option to go back to your school if they have a spot, if they want you. That's fair. A player should really have a movement once a day. I hope he does. Do we have to keep bringing Jesus into your bowel movements there, John Lovell? Just saying. I don't know. I miss Touch Celebs was making fun of the dead kids. I've seen a lot of black and white liberals do it, but are a bunch of nobodies that piss me off. Yeah, I don't know which ones. There's some kind of internet trolls, dumbasses, pieces of excrement. I guess SMU tried to do nil and then in the 80s or NIL in the 80s. Yeah, yeah. They got way over punished for it. I mean, who more deserved the death penalty? SMU for paying players or Penn State? Joe Paw and Sandusky. You tell me who deserved the death penalty and who got it and why. Maybe it's because Penn State's Penn State and SMU's SMU. Maybe that's why that happened. True, it did. Looking back, it was pretty insane. SMU got punished so severely for something that is legal, but Penn State, yep, and Miami did much worse. Got a slap on the wrist. Penn State got a little more than a slap on the wrist. They did get hit pretty good, but nowhere near hard enough. The Mormons say that Jesus was a gunfighter in the Old West. Again. No. Also, the Wild West had lower homicide rates than the incorporated states. A notion that the Wild West was particularly violent is a myth. Here's the thing. The Wild West is a big place. Not a lot of people. Wasn't a lot of chances to be violent. It gets hyped up in Hollywood for fun movies. I don't know if anyone is a Yellowstone fan, but I watched was it 1883? It's good. But they're on the Oregon Trail. I'm like, how much shit is going to happen to you in the middle of freaking nowhere where no one lives? Practically no one lives. And there are always these agreements. Why was the Oregon Trail? I'm sure Taylor Sheridan knew some of this, but you got to kind of ignore some things to have the right dramatic effect for the show. But if you're on the Oregon Trail, there were treaties with a lot of these tribes that, hey, just don't attack the people on the Oregon Trail, and the people on the Oregon Trail will stay on the Oregon Trail. They won't deviate. They won't screw up your hunting lands and your fishing lands. Or they're just moving through. That's it. They're just moving through. They're not staying. They're not going to build a house. They're not going to build a Buc-ee's in your backyard. They're just moving to Oregon. How about have some passage to Oregon? That's all it was. That's all it was. Now there was some a-hole and a donkey that screwed a lot of that up, but story for another time. And yes, there was a there was bad things SMU did as well. Penn State level? I don't know anyone's gotten to Penn State level. Right, guy, do these people not realize DFW is in the Big 12 country? True. Twice in 10 years. I think that's worse than paying players. Yeah. Well, at one time they were. Miami literally had a convicted Ponzi scammer as a booster. You can't control the booster. That's outside of the purview, a little bit. A fascist is an authoritarian. Try again. All right. Yeah. Fascists do what the king tells them to do. Try again. Somebody missed history class. What's up, Immaculate? Appreciate you. Fascists go around saying Jesus is Lord. That would be Christians, not fascists, John Lovell. Sorry. Look, John Lovell, you're not going to get too far with me with that bullshit. I'm just going to put it out there. Stop being a cantankerous cunt with that. And I should be a better person to say that, but that's what you are. You don't even know what a fascist is. You got one of these, right? You got one. Look it up. Don't be a dumbass. God, any dumbasses. But do you, brother. And what the hell is going on in the chat? Oh, we just got some nerf herding some bitch that doesn't even know what a fascist is. Like so many people. I'm just going through fascist, Nazi. No context, no history, no correct definition, nothing. Dude, Trump isn't a fascist. I'm sorry, but a fascist is someone like Hitler or Mussolini. Well, Hitler was the godfather of fascism. Thank you, Right Guy. God, we were done with politics. It'd be nice. LOL Tar Heel, he's stupid. This is why I have that guy blocked. Well, I don't block anybody. I just crap on him. Mercer, that is. Yeah, Mercer's. He loves to use the capital letters, doesn't he? You know. And today, in the middle of June, you're gonna see. Oh, a fascist is someone the Cal Sociology Department doesn't like. Alternative hypothesis. A man smarter than all of us. Why do Catholics worship Mary? It's better than worshiping you. I mean, why did the Catholics, like, I don't know, invent your basis, all the basis of science? Why don't you ask that? Hey, you love using a calendar and a clock, right? I'm just saying. Like, everything from physics to archaeology have a lot of early Catholics to thank for their everyday basis in their research. Yeah. But, we shouldn't expect you to know fucking shit, right? We shouldn't. We shouldn't expect you to know a damn thing. Fascist or fascism isn't a word to be thrown around with people you don't like politically. Yeah, but you can't tell morons that. I don't know how you find, what is this? Practicing Greek in Rome, the link between Catholicism and homosexuality. Okay. I mean, this is not exactly I don't know, class. Besides, you know nothing anyway. I mean, how can you be taken seriously? Yeah. Oh no, Immaculate. I can handle the moderation. Let's see here. Prepare goodbyes for your Catholic friends, for they won't be joining us in the hereafter. Again, you don't know much. So I don't know why you keep commenting like you do. I don't agree with Catholics on everything. But Virgin Mary was a virgin. But we can't count on you to know much of anything when you don't even know what a fascist is. Ridiculous. Syracuse fan, are you seeing what Fran Brown is doing rebuilding football program? What level would Cuse need to get Big 12 invite by 2030-ish? Dude, I'm pretty hopeful. I'm pretty hopeful with Syracuse. I'm kind of becoming a fan of theirs. So I wouldn't mind seeing them in here at all. I think basketball is fantastic. We'd love to have them in here at basketball. Football's on the way up. That's what it looks like to me. So let's see what they do in the ratings in the next few years. But the ratings aren't horrible. But, let me see. Oh, congratulations, John Lovell. First person I've ever banned from here. Here's the thing. If you can't respect other people's religious affiliations, fuck you. And I shouldn't say that as a Christian, but seriously, fuck yourself, fuck your mother, fuck your father, fuck your whole family. If you cannot respect people being Catholic, Mormon, Baptist, Methodist, whatever, you can. Oh, let's look back at the history. Oh, look at what the Catholics did. Look at what everybody did. I mean, human history is full of murder and rape and colonization and everything else. Everybody's guilty, and everybody had their time under a boot. Everybody. If you can't just come in here, because here's the problem. It's not even where it offends me. I'm not worried about you guys being that offended. Here's the problem. I am not the smartest person ever, but when you come in here and actually make yourself look like an asshole, and then you just annoy everybody because you can't shut up because you suck, well, then I guess I'm just going to have to ban you. Wow, what an asshole. So I guess there was going to be one. So there you go. I really try not to. That's the first one. And I got some real peckers that troll in my comments. I just go back at them. I have banter. I have fun. But, it's like, am I going to let you come in here and start throwing around the N-word? That's the same level. That's the same level. That's the same level of ignorance when you start trying to rip people's faith apart or crapping on it. And like I said, I disagree with Catholics on a multitude of things. But I'm going to see Catholics in heaven one day. I know that. So why am I going to rip them down on YouTube? On a football show? Moron. Yep, that's kind of what I did. I got tired of them. Yeah. I wouldn't mind if the Big 12 got Syracuse, Louisville, NC State, Virginia Tech. I still think NC State and Virginia Tech is going to be tough because of their ties with the political situations in those states. I don't think UNC or UVA is going anywhere politically. Media companies, I don't care what. It ain't happening. Effing fascists put mayonnaise on my hamburger, even when I order no sauce. The only thing worse than mayonnaise on your hamburger, alternative hypothesis, is mustard. Mustard on a damn hamburger. Mustard itself is disgusting. I don't give a damn if it's Grey Poupon or what. Or French's. It sucks. Sucks. I know you all watch Greg Flugar. He's got a thing about cheeseburgers, but look, when I'm going out to eat, I don't put cheese on the burger. If I'm going to Whataburger, no cheese. If I'm grilling, there's cheese. So I could take it or leave it. Mustard, you're a damn communist. You put mustard on my burger. Put it on yours all you want. Don't touch my shit with no damn, because you can't wipe it off. It just eats into the meat and sullies everything. Sucks. Fashionable eat hamburgers, not cheeseburgers. Either one. Fascists eat hamburgers, not cheeseburgers. Oh, his school. Always some atheist shithole. Let's see. I thought fascists ate spaghetti and wiener schnitzel. Oh, John L. Tar Heel fan or genetics. Yeah. I was trying to give John a chance, but yeah, he is attacking my faith and not in a constructive way. There you go. You can have, I don't even like to really talk much about faith to people I don't really know. All right. Other than, the abstract, maybe I'll come to someone's defense or something. But yeah. I'm not trying to be offended, but stuff like what John is doing is complete cheap shot. It's crap, is what it is. And it's not even intelligent. As a matter of fact, it offends my intellect, is what it does. It doesn't even offend me as a Christian. I'm just like, dude, you don't even know what a fascist is? You can Google the shit. It's not hard. Do you know the Catholic? Yeah, dumbass. Everyone, there's only the one, like the biggest faith in the world, denominationally speaking. Everyone knows, pretty much, unless you're just a dumbass or don't care to know, but pretty much everyone knows, how the Catholics roll. Shut up. You have a right to be a dumbass, so they have a right to be a Catholic. That's the way I feel about it. No ketchup on hot dogs. Oh, sriracha ketchup on a hot dog. It's the truth. It's the truth. All right. All the ranting. We sacrificed the troll to the troll gods. Now let's get to the Big 12 CFP disaster take. Brett, your mark. What in the hell? And this might just piss some of you off. Sorry. I am not a 5-11 guy. And here comes Brett Yormark to double down on 5-11. Yormark's job is to do everything he can to protect, expand the brand of the Big 12. 5-11 doesn't do that. I get what he's. We don't want to say that we're just half as much as the SEC and the Big 10. They get 4, we get 2. If you don't want the perception of the Big 12 being half as much, why did you agree to take half the money? We make half the money that they do. Plus, the Big 12 and the ACC gave the Big 10 and the SEC all the power of the CFP. Nobody has a voice anymore except for those two. You did that, Brett Yormark. What in the hell are you talking about? Oh, we don't want to be perceived as half the value. We're getting paid half. We're getting paid half. And we have no say. It could be 4, 4, 2, 2, 1, 3. It could be 6, 6 in your mama's hot crotch. They could do whatever they want. Why? Because you agreed to that. Year after year after year after mother effing year. You know what it's going to look like? It's going to look like the Big 10, 4. Every once in a while, they'll squeeze in a 5th team, sometimes down to 3. It's going to be the SEC. between 5, 6, 7, even 8 teams a year. This is what the Big 12 is going to get every year. Every year. There's a reason I'm siding with the Big 10. The Big 10 know damn well the SEC's lone media partner is ESPN, and who owns the CFP? It's ESPN. Not Fox, not NBC, not CBS. Nobody, not National Geographic. Nobody else has got anything, any stake in the CFP except for ESPN. Sure, they contract out a couple games or whatever. You've already put it out there. We're worth half as much because we make half as much with not half the say. How about zero freaking say? Not even a vote. Nothing. Nada. Zilch when it comes to the CFP. We told the SEC and the Big Ten, do what you want. Do what you want. That's what we did. That's what Brett Yormark did. That's what Jim Phillips did. Instead of calling the bluff, oh, you want to break away? You know what? Break your ass away. Tear your ass. We'll see you in court. Bye. That's when you should have manned up, punk. Punk. You New York punk. That's when you man up. Not after the fact when you got no voice and you're like, please, sir, can we have 5 and 11 so we can really take multiple cocks to the buttocks? That's what you're doing now. That's what you're doing now. This is what I want. I want guaranteed 2 teams in every freaking year. I don't give a damn if they're 10-2 or 2-10. We get 2 in every freaking year. I want a play-in game with the number 3 Big 12 team and the number 3 ACC team. That's what I want. 2 with a possibility of 3. I don't want a 5 and 11 with everybody gets this shit and we get 1. That's it. Why? You think that the committee's on our side ever? No. And why? Would any ACC fan want to put it in the hands of a committee that left your champion out of the playoffs? FSU, 12-0, champion, destroyed everybody, left out. Why wasn't Alabama left out? Oh, it's the SEC. We can't leave the SEC out. But they had a loss. Oh, unfreaking believable. Unbelievable. You're going to trust the committee to take care of you. Oh, but that gives us a chance to do better and to catch up. You can't catch up if no one's going to put you in the fucking playoff. I mean, what the fuck? I don't get it. I don't understand. How are you trusting this committee that's changing all the time? It ain't the same people in there for 10 years, and you know exactly the issues they vote on, that they look at all these things the same way. They don't. It changes year after year after year after year. Oh, but wait. Baylor's AD is going to be the king poopah of the CFP. Yeah, for 1 year. It changes all the time. Just like everyone in the freaking committee changes all the time. You're leaving it to the human element. And now you want to expand that? I mean, I'm not saying it as good as someone like a Joel Klatt can say it. And by God, I am not a fan of what the hell? I can't even think of the dumb bastard's name. Anyway, we'll just stick with Joel Klatt for right now. I can't be as eloquent as he is, but I suggest you go watch what he said about the 5-11 versus the 4-4-2. Trust me, the Big Ten model is way better. Way better. It helps the Big 12. Now, you can fight for change later. What's this forever shit? If we have learned anything in college football, nothing is forever. All right? Go ask an Oregon State Beaver fan about forever. How about a Wazoo fan? Go ask them about forever. It doesn't exist in college football. It doesn't. Hey, we're going to play Farmageddon every year. Oh, guess what? Never mind. Never mind. Hey, you remember Bedlam? Wasn't that cool? Nope, not forever. Hey, forever, right? Notre Dame's always going to play USC. No. Everything's always changing all the time. So, why do you think any format that gets decided for 2026 is going to be that forever? It's not. Use the logic circuit. It's right back here. The little thing right here. Unless it's busted, it should be shooting little pieces of logic at you. Just right through the, right through the electricity, in your fingers and shit. Some logic should be popping you in the face a little bit. Things change. That format can be changed later on if the Big 12's worthy. Until you can make the case, take the 2 with a possibility of 3. According to Tony Petitti, he'd be open to something like that. We need play-in games. We need to stop relying on the committee because it's going to get bad. Everyone bitches about this committee. Oh, but let's give them more to do. Where's my water? Son of a bitch. People stressing me the hell out. I'm still a fan of your mark. I like your mark. But this CFP shit is stupid. Here's another thing. In case you people want to know why I'm so for this. The 4-4-2 or 2.5, 2.5. Do you understand what's going to happen to the ACC? At least worst case scenario by 2036, but it's going to happen. They're going to get Pac-12. Do you know what happened to the Pac-12? Do they have an automatic bid? They don't. Survey says no, they do not. They don't have an automatic bid. They're no longer an autonomous conference, are they? No. No longer a power conference. Is now a power 4. Remember that? Remember that? Remember that? When the same shit happens to the ACC, all these teams leave. Handful stay. They rebuild with whatever American teams or whatever. They're going to lose their autonomous status. They're going to lose their auto bids. Where do they go? Into the void? Into the ether? Into the trash? No! Those kind of things get spread around. You make the right ads from the ACC, and then you increase the number of auto bids. Like, hey, guys, we got 24 teams. Look at all these tier 2 teams. Look, there's Louisville right there. There's eventually Virginia Tech and NC State. Maybe Georgia Tech is right over there. Maybe Pitt, maybe Syracuse, maybe UConn from whatever. The ACC's no more auto bids for them. 4-4 what? 4-4 what? That's one of the reasons I've been kind of pushing for merger a little bit. 4-4-4? 1-3? Sounds pretty good, doesn't it? With a little merged together mega conference brought to you by Smash Capital. Sounds decent. Sounds okay. 4 auto bids at that point. Same as them. Same as them. But let's say that doesn't happen, right? They get Pac-12. And we take teams, not just getting to 20, but 22, 24 teams. You negotiate for a permanent 3, maybe even a 4. Maybe that's too much. Maybe that's too much. But at least a 3. Oh, you make that case for a 3 being the power 3. Now it's just power 3. Now you go for the throat. Your mark at that point, I would go for 4. Like, hey, there's a power 3. Here's 3 autonomous conferences. There's 3 conferences that freaking matter anymore. Guess what, bitch? Give me my 4. Because sometimes it's about politicking, playing the cards right. 5 and 11 is not playing anything right, especially 3 things. ESPN controlling everything, including the SEC, the committee, who don't like anybody but the SEC. There's one more, but I'm drawing a blank. Mother, father. Mother, father. Oh, I think they can decide that for themselves, Mr. Monkey says. I agree with that. That's what's going to happen. One damn team just about every year. West Virginia, be a little better than folks think. Thank God my conference is associated with ESPN. It's not, I mean, their checks don't bounce or nothing, but you can't trust them. Not when it comes to the SEC. You don't side with the SEC. Not in this shit, you dumbass. That's clear enough. I don't know. We got Fox, CBS, NBC. True. Careful with them. We'll say that. I think the Big Ten is mostly Fox. It is. You're only turned up to 6. Do you mind going to 11? That's about as good as it gets there, Mr. Monkey says. I feel like the CFP should be like March Madness, where the top seed plays the bottom seed or something like that. Won't happen. Won't happen. Right, guy. I think the entire first round should be on campus, not just the 5 through 12 teams. I completely disagree. I think everything should be a neutral site. Everything should be a neutral site. Home games, because who's going to get those top seeds? Come on, y'all. Who's going to get those top seeds? We know who's going to get them. Hell, ask Rice, TCU, Houston, or SMU about forever back in the day. No shit. Screw it. If my team can't get in on the merits, then I don't want to be in the damn thing. 5 and 11, and I'll take my chances. All right. I don't know what to tell you. Because you still have to get in on merit. Because in that scenario, in my scenario, in the Big Ten scenario, that means the 2 teams who made the conference championship game would automatically be in. I mean, you got to get there. Yes, sir. It will be a power 3. Anyway, guys, I got to take off. I just need to blow off that steam. If I didn't get to your comment, I apologize. But I appreciate you, and I will see you next time. Bye.